by the National Civil Society Council of Nigeria on the state of electricity in Nigeria and bribery scandal rocking the Managing Director and CEO of Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, in person of Engineer Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, all protocol duly observed. Esteemed ladies and gentlemen of the press, leaders of civil society organizations here present, welcome and thank you for always responding to our invitation even at very short notice. The state of electricity across the country has become a matter of national emergency, with repeated collapse of national grid and inability to even fully transmit and distribute the very minimal capacity being generated. Yet, in the midst of this frustrating and devastating situation, we hear of a very unbelievable scandal against the Managing Director and CEO of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, in person of Engineer Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz. Over 20 petitions have been brought before the Civil Society Council against the Managing Director of the TCN and a few others directed at the leadership of the distribution company, DISCO. However, the most alarming is the recent reports across media outlets concerning bribery allegations against the Managing Director of TCN, Engineer Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, that he purchased an SUV car to induce the Honorable Minister of Power to influence his retention. The MD has reportedly bought a 2023 Lexus SUV LS600 model procured at the cost of 298,444,187 naira 50 kobo for the Minister of Power, Mr. Adebayo Adelabu. Reliable source has it that the MD of TCN bought the vehicle from the internally generated revenue of the company to bribe the minister to ensure that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, does not remove him from office. Available documents on the transaction show that the vehicle with chassis number JTJPBACS 6P4026917, which we have the picture here with us, was procured from Kaura Motor Nigeria Limited through a contract agreement dated January 17, 2024, under the heading Procurement of Vehicle for Management Staff, Lot 1 and 2. A payment document with the heading, which we also have in our possession, Payment Advice, show that the money was paid to Kaura Motor Nigeria Limited account number domicile with the Fidelity Bank from TCN account through the Central Bank of Nigeria on February 20th, 2024 at exactly 9:05 a.m. and with reference number 997617729. The batch number is 15161 and the detailed description reads: payment for the supply and delivery of one Lexus LS600 2023 model for management staff, Lot 1 and 2. The most painful aspect of this ugly development to the civil society community is that while the nation is languishing in darkness and epilepsy power supply, about 226 containers of power equipment and transformer owned by the TCN are at various ports in Nigeria. Aside the corruption component in this offensive action, the gross insensitive and irresponsibility therein is clearly showcased in the fact that this same MD of TCN has been unable to raise and pay a paltry sum of 1 billion naira to take delivery of about 226 long-standing containers of power equipment and transformer that are trapped in various ports as a result of inability of the MD of TCN to raise paltry sum of money required to clear and take final delivery. The Civil Society Council is in custody of a letter dated November 7th, 2023, with reference number TCN/MD/CEO/01/E, 001/Volume 7/227/2023, signed by the MD CEO of TCN himself, in person of Engineer Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, to the Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service, appealing for intervention to cancel the huge demurrage and duties that had accumulated up to about 5 billion, of which the Controller General graciously obliged, cutting down to only 20%, about 1 billion naira, in order to help improve electricity supply in Nigeria. Yet, despite the goodwill and kind gestures of the Controller General of Customs, the MD of TCN is still unable to pay and take delivery till date. We can all imagine the positive impact of 226 container loads of power equipment and transformer to the national grid and electricity supply across the country. Instead, the MD of TCN can raise over 1/4 of the same amount to buy a car for a minister. National Civil Society Council of Nigeria considered this failure to clear and take delivery of the container of power equipment, purchase of car for the Minister of Power, and other violations of Procurement Act as the height of irresponsibility and insensitivities to the plight of the masses and Nigerians that call for stiff punitive measure against the MD and CEO of TCN. It is in the light of the foregoing that the National Civil Society Council of Nigeria strongly demand the immediate suspension of Engineer Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, the Managing Director of TCN, by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, an investigation into this allegation by the EFCC. Also, that the Honorable Minister of Power urgently address the Nigerian public on these very important matters. The Council hereby issue a 7-day ultimatum starting from today of this press conference to relevant authorities, calling on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the Minister of Power, the Director General of State Security Service, Inspector General of Police, and the general public to take actions on the above demand, failure to which we shall be left with no other options than to mobilize a mass protest nationwide to drive home our demand. Nigeria can no longer tolerate the excessives of the MD of TCN, and we demand remedies now or never. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and God save Nigeria.